Welcome back to the CryptoBot channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Ethereum is bouncing from this important area of support, while Bitcoin is playing out this short-term bullish pattern. But with that being said, we need to pay attention to these important levels of resistance, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, starting off on the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and right now, this super trend indicator is still sitting in the green, which means we're technically still within a larger bullish trend, as I've been saying since the beginning of this year. And the invalidation point for this larger bullish trend, which is basically the point where this indicator on this time frame confirms a trend reversal and flips back into the red, that invalidation point would be a confirmed break below 24.3K, which as of right now, we have not yet seen. And so this is why I've been saying recently on the channel that right now, at least, we are still within a shorter term pullback, a short term bearish trend. But technically speaking, until we confirm a trend reversal on these larger timeframes, this is just a shorter term trend within a larger bullish trend, just like how we can see a shorter term bullish trend within a larger bearish trend. And due to this being the case right now, technically speaking, this large cup and handle pattern is still technically forming on the weekly time frame, but it is important to understand that right now this pattern is not yet confirmed, so it is not something to act on right now. It's just something to pay attention to in case it does eventually confirm. And once again, in order for this pattern to confirm, we would need to see a recovery in the price of Bitcoin back up towards around 30.5K at some point within the next 2 to 3 months or so, which means even if we continue to see a short-term drop over the next few weeks or trade sideways for the next 1 month, that is perfectly fine. We could still eventually confirm this cup and handle pattern for as long as we don't start to invalidate and reverse this trend on this time frame according to the super trend indicator. Because obviously if that happens, if we confirm a trend reversal and continue this larger pullback into a larger bearish trend, then in that case, if that continues over the next few months, then obviously that would invalidate the formation phase for this pattern. But at least for now, considering this is still technically forming, it's just something to pay attention to moving forward. And now if you're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, obviously as we've seen over the last 1 to 2 days, we have seen a successful bounce from this important area of support, which I've been talking about for a while now on this channel, sitting in between around 24.3K to 25.3K. And so obviously it's good for the bulls out there that the price has bounced from this support, because otherwise if we confirmed a break below 24.3K, then once again that would have been a strong signal pointing towards a larger trend reversal if you're talking about the larger trend. But obviously, at least for now, we're still within a shorter term bearish trend because we're still seeing lower highs and lower lows in the shorter term. And an important line of resistance for this short term bearish trend is of course this descending line of resistance sitting at approximately 27,000. And so obviously if we see a confirmed breakout above 27,000, that would actually be a strong signal pointing towards a potential trend reversal in the shorter term trend, because once again, a short term trend is different from a longer term trend. So at least right now, we're still technically within a longer term bullish trend and a shorter term bearish trend, but this shorter term bearish trend could potentially become a new shorter term bullish trend, which would essentially be another leg to the upside in the larger bullish trend, kind of like this period or this period, for example, if we first see confirmed breakouts above these levels of resistance. Once again, this first resistance at around 27,000, but we also have this significant area of resistance on the larger timeframes in between around 28,000 to 30.5K. And as for the daily Bitcoin price oscillators, as of right now, these are still looking relatively neutral because right now the RSI is basically chopping around sideways, while the daily Bitcoin MACD is currently experiencing a bullish cross, but this has not yet been confirmed. So right now, very neutral, showing very low momentum, at least in the shorter term. And now, speaking of the shorter term, taking a look at the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, and once again, as I said in my last video on the channel, channel, we have confirmed a new bullish divergence, which means we should not really be expecting any significant bearish momentum in the shorter term. And so instead, once again, like I said in my last video, we should be expecting either at least some sideways price action, if not a bullish recovery, just in the shorter term, as in potentially over the next 1 to 2 days or so. And obviously, this has already been playing out now for around 1 day. And so potentially over the next 1 day, just in the shorter term here, we could continue to see a bit of a bullish recovery or at least some sort of consolidation. But once again, this by itself does not necessarily reverse the short-term bearish trend. For that, we need to see other confirmation signals like confirmed breakouts above resistance and ideally some higher highs and higher lows beginning to form in the shorter term, which as of right now, we're yet to see. So at least for now, this is basically a pause in that short-term bearish trend until proven otherwise. And once again, this is all happening within a larger multi-month long bullish trend that we've seen since November last year. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now we are seeing a successful bounce from this area of support, still sitting in between 1650 to 1.7k. And once again, like I said for Bitcoin earlier in the video, it was important for the price to hold above this area, because otherwise, if we started to see a confirmed break below around 1650, then in that case, that would have been a fairly strong signal on the daily chart, pointing towards a larger trend reversal, talking about this larger trend. But at least for now, considering that has not yet happened, right now we're still within this larger bullish trend. But of course, in the shorter term, the trend is bearish. So a short-term bearish trend within a larger bullish trend, like for example, back here. And once again, as I've also said in recent videos here on the channel, one of the potential reasons as to why we have seen a nice bounce here in the shorter term is due to the fact that the daily Ethereum RSI entered into oversold territories just briefly the other day. And usually when this happens, when the daily RSI enters into oversold territories or gets close to entering into oversold territories, this usually happens around some sort of significant low in the price of ETH. And when that happens, we typically see at least some sort of bounce, or at the very least, some sort of sideways consolidation, basically reduced bearish price action. And so obviously this bullish signal on the daily time frame is playing out currently as expected, because we are seeing this bounce from those oversold territories like all of these other times before. And now with that being said, of course, we still need to pay attention to important resistance areas. For example, this price range sitting in between around 1770 to 1820, currently acting as strong resistance on the daily chart. So just keep that in mind. Right now, we could end up seeing some sort of rejection or struggle in that area. And if you're zooming into a smaller time frame like this 6-hour ETH to US dollar chart, we do have this area of previous support currently acting as resistance, which is actually sitting in between around 1750 to 1780. And now if we end up seeing a confirmed breakout above 1780 and above this area of resistance on the daily time frame, then the next resistance I'll be watching is basically these previous highs sitting in between around 1.9k to around 1930, acting as resistance. So just keep that in mind. Even though we're currently experiencing a bounce, obviously nothing goes straight down or straight up. We usually run into important levels of support or resistance along the way, so we could actually struggle in these areas with possible rejections or at least some sort of consolidation before a breakout if the momentum starts flipping more bullish. But at least for now, we're technically still within this shorter term bearish trend, because we have not yet broken out of this lower high, lower low price structure on the smaller time frames. And so even though we are currently getting a bit of relief in the imminent short term, just keep that in mind. We are not out of the woods yet, and we need to see some more confirmation, like confirmed breakouts above resistance, in order to actually confirm a trend reversal in the short term. And once again, the same can be said about the larger trend, except in the other direction. We need more confirmation in order to confirm a trend reversal from bullish to bearish on the larger trend. And now, if you want to know how to make make a lot of money in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money no matter what direction the price is going using AI, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is just chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.